So, after years of keeping it a secret, I feel like I need to finally come clean and make a confession. I, Matt Schifley, proud Buffalo Bills fan since the early Marv Levy days in the 90s, don't really care for chicken wings. However, as much as I dislike actual chicken wings as a food source, the real threat that we're talking about today, of course, are push-up chicken wings, where the elbows flare out like this, largely because they do the same exact thing for the meat of your gains as the actual food is. It's a lot of work, and you're not really getting as much of a reward or as much meat out of the exercise as you could. Now, the reason why we habitually chicken wing, or chicken wing once you start to get tired, is because this is what naturally happens under the pull of gravity. See, gravity typically wants things to spread out and splat when they don't have any support. So if I make like a tower of tomatoes here and make it a nice pile, it's spreading out because that's what ends up happening with matter when it runs against a solid surface with gravity pulling down. Our body wants to spread out. But naturally, of course, there's not a whole lot of ways your body gets spread out because your hands are anchored to the floor or whatever you're pushing against, so they're not moving very much. And of course, your shoulders aren't moving because they're, well, attached to you. So as a result, the elbow is the only real appendage or part of your upper body that can abide by gravity. But thankfully, the way we counteract this is using our musculature. Because if you look at the muscles of the torso, the vast majority of the pennation of the muscle fibers is geared towards driving everything in, close to that center line. And that's why we want to make sure that we're still pulling everything in, because that's how you work your chest, that's how you work your traps, your back, your shoulders, and remove tension out of the joints. So one of the best ways to prevent this is to just improve your scapular control with scapular push-ups, either on your knees or with a regular push-up position, and you have full protraction with a little bit of elevation and full retraction with a little bit of depression, and just getting those shoulder blades moving and building that kind of control. You're going to be tempted to use your elbows, you're going to be tempted to move your hips, so it's going to feel like a small motion, but that's where we want the control, because that control allows things to fold in as opposed to out. The other thing that can really help is to make sure your hands are low enough relative to your torso when you are doing your push-ups. So I'm in an upright position so I could show you here, but imagine you're doing this kind of on the floor. When you're low and your hands are like between your neck or your face like this, see, my elbows naturally just go outwards. But when you move yourself forwards, one, it's a lot easier to pack those shoulders down. My elbows naturally come in due to just pulling everything downwards, like so. And that makes it a lot easier to pull not only the shoulder blades down and back, but the elbows in as well. So put all that together. At the top of a push-up, you have full protraction, maybe just even a little bit of elevation in the shoulders. And as you come down, shoulder blades come together, retract, and I'm kind of almost pulling myself forward, like I'm really bringing my hands low so everything comes in nice and tight to my sides. You may need to regress whatever push-up form that you normally use. So if you're banging out push-ups on the floor, maybe go on a slightly elevated position, or even just try it on something like your countertop just to get the motion down, and then try to carry that motion to having the more resistance on the floor. And when in doubt, videotape yourself. You can always observe a lot by watching. So take a quick video and notice how close your elbows really are to your torso and how much you're packing those shoulders back to get a clear picture on what's really going on. So hopefully that's gonna bring your push-ups to the next level while saving a little bit of stress in your joints, giving a little bit more tension into your muscles. Videos here for how to apply this in workouts, like my micro workouts and stuff, to give you some ideas for practical application as well. Thank you very much for watching. Be fit and live free.